All right, trades, we're back with another episode of Trade Talk. Connor, hello, good friend.
Hello, Scotty. How are you? I've had another hopeless week of trading. I don't know about you.
Look, I'm not great either. Like, very small and uneventful. And it's just been very. There was a gentleman on LinkedIn who, he mentors people. He doesn't sell anything, so he's not a complete scam artist, but he sort of said the market situation has been, a lot of sniping. So you'll get moves for a little bit and then bam, it retraces. So you got to be quick because the psychology of the market is everyone's sinking quick profits because they're all scared of something happening and they're just going to reverse. So everyone's freaking out, and you can see that. We've got the Euro Aussie trade that you took earlier in the week, and it broke down through that box there, and then it's just like, whoa. So there's been it's just a bit tough. So now, was this trade here, was that a 1%er or a 2% at risk here?
2%, yeah.
Yeah, so so did you get in at the low of the box there, the green box? Or was it the candle?
I got in off the breakout. So once that breakout candle finished.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
That's going to, start a trend or continue to go down with the breakout. It didn't. What can I do?
That's true. Now it's just frustrating because it's sideways and it's sort of pretty interesting. We'll see though. Now I've got the euro up as well, so we've been over this again. Previous videos. So you took this on that big engulfing candle there that I'm highlighting.
Yeah.
On the daily chart, and you're still in this. So this has been
40 days.
Yep. And again, guys, if you're looking to swing trade and hold positions, it's still it's making, if you go from the top of the candle of the high. I mean, there is a bit of a trend line there, and it looks, it wants to make lower lows. It's not bouncing as hard off the support level either. But it's just been very interesting with Donald Trump, the trade war. So the US dollar is it's not stable right now like it used to be before the trade war situation started coming out. And I mean, every week there's something.
Yeah, I think with these tariffs that a lot of people trying to work out, like, this is clearly, this range is a band of what people think that the dollar is currently worth at the moment.
Yeah.
The dollar, if you're a traditional sort of economist, the dollar's probably worth a lot less. If they're saying that these tariffs if they're putting all these tariffs in place, we've talked about the tariffs before. It's not really something we're going to delve right into in this podcast, but you can clearly see that people are really indecisive of what's going on.
Yeah, that's the thing. And when things are like this, guys, and you've had a couple of losing trades, or the month isn't going so well, we're still early into August, but you sort of maybe have to just say to yourself, it's no good fighting what's going on. You just have to wait and let things come to you, and be patient, which is a little frustrating. But I mean, we were discussing the New Zealand US dollar. I might bring that up and we might discuss that, because is there anything else that sort of looks semi-interesting to you?
Cable looks really good, I think, in a downtrend.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. We didn't, that's something worth talking about, guys. So the pound has been, I don't know what came out. We're not really into fundamentals here, guys. But I mean, leave a comment if you'd like. But look at that. It's because I've got a support level here, and it busted through the support earlier as well, and now it did a bit of a last kiss nearly. Like, I've got a support level here at 128.910, and it's now it is below it, and it's just sort of hovering there. So
I see it.
Yeah, so the fundamentals are interesting because Brexit, I saw, I occasionally watch Bloomberg on YouTube, so it's not like the paid subscription feed, but they were talking about they might even try and vote to get back in, because I think the deadline, was there a deadline?
Look, they've talked about that a few times. Yeah. I don't know if that will ever happen. But it was, look, they clearly weren't supposed to leave in the first place.
No one realised. Like the public didn't realise how.
They voted in for, because it was all like Nigel Farage's campaign to have a hard Brexit, and now Theresa May and those guys are just stuffing around. They had that whole Chequers thing, or no deal's better than a bad deal, and who really knows what's going on behind the scenes?
That's true. Yeah, there's a lot of uncertainty. That's right. So guys,
whenever the rumor comes out about George Soros, I kind of go, I'm done. Like, George Soros is supposed to fund, because I think it costs like £150 million. If anyone wants to correct me, I'm wrong, for the first Brexit. So, but Soros allegedly is like, no, I'll fund it for another vote. But I don't see how it's going to supposed to be. Oh,
wow. Yeah. So I guess, guys, what Connor's saying is there's a lot of speculation and a lot of uncertainty. And when there's a lot of uncertainty, that normally causes a bit of fear. And this is actually more interesting than the New Zealand dollar, this one, because you've got a little bit of a catalyst going on as well, which can always really move prices pretty rapidly, which is good. You don't really want to be in a trade that's just going sideways, and you can't always have, the price breaking down or moving up higher, but that is interesting. So this is actually a good one to watch here, guys. I forgot to mention that, but I'm glad Connor has. So again, we've got the daily chart up. Oh, yeah. Look at that. So it is right now. I've got it. It's at a point where it's either going to reverse a little bit, or we'll see what this candle does. I've got the daily chart up. What does the weekly look like? The weekly is pretty good too. It might be one to watch to see how the weekly candle closes, and then go from there, really. Because I remember Walter used to love to do that. Like when everyone was like really keen on like, what, let's take a trade. He would just say, no, let's see how the weekly closes. And everyone's like, oh, I've got to wait 2 more days. But I'm finding that the more I sort of get too eager, the usually what happens is I get in trouble when it comes to sort of taking a bad trade. But yeah, so how would you play this? So would you monitor it on the daily and just see what this current candle did? And
no, I think the 4 hourlies myself, because there's been a couple little breakdowns. As you can see, and if it was to break down again, then you're really starting to get that sort of stare, sideways range breakout, sideways range breakout, like the staircase sort of thing going on.
Yeah.
So I like it. I like the look of it.
Yeah, so what kind of saying, guys, is, so you've had the price breakdown here, and it's tried again and again multiple times to get through. And this, you're right, this current candle, which will close in a while, this candle will close in about 3.5 hours. So it's something interesting to watch there, to be honest. So we'll wait and see. But, I mean, and again, the pound has been weak against quite a few pairs, so it's but this one, I think, against the US dollar is probably the more pressing one, because it is through that support zone. So we'll wait and see what happens there. And I was looking at Bitcoin, to change the subject completely. That's hilarious. It's back below 7,000. Oh dear. There's so much hype still. You go on Twitter and people are just like, oh yeah, ETFs, this and that, and it's just like, oh geez.
I don't know how an ETF is supposed to be good for Bitcoin.
Well, apparently the futures contracts were good, and that really hasn't helped, has it? Like,
then all you're doing is speculating on speculation.
Yeah. That's So, guy, now we don't own any Bitcoin, but you just have to understand that. Like when they brought out the futures contract, XBT or whatever it is, you can short it or buy it or whatever. That didn't really help either. So if you did buy it really high and you're thinking to yourself, what should I do? Well, you just, you got to just sort of know when to pull the trigger and say, look, I got to get out of here, because it's not really.
Well, Bitcoins are not a coin. It's not a currency, because a currency has some sort of value, and you don't have a currency worth $20,000. 6 months ago, whatever it was, or a currency doesn't go up and down, 50% in a day. So I don't know how they call themselves a currency. and
Yeah, that's right. And it's
they,
yeah.
it seems to just be a ploy. Like it's a coin. You go, you go, you go mining for it. Like that's all just gold. Like they're trying to sell you virtual gold, where you can actually just buy gold.
Let's actually, talking of gold, let's see what the gold. I didn't look at the gold chart.
Well, gold's going down. Like that's got a downward trend at the moment because I think that's also too. That's also too. I've been keeping.
Wow. Because you were talking about it, weren't you? I've got the daily chart up.
I was talking about gold as a on fundamentals, fundamentally, though, as in because I was talking about how the USA is in $21 trillion in debt.
Yeah, that's true.
They just keep printing money and selling bonds, and sooner or later they're going to have to pay the piper, and the gold could be good as an actual physical, buy it from the Perth Mint or something. That was just some water cooler talk.
It was, but I mean, it's semi-valid. It's sort of no one really,
As an actual trade, you'd be looking for a short, just technicals.
Yeah, I've got the weekly chart up, and if it really breaks through here, I mean, 1200 would be obviously a big psychological barrier. Yeah, but where it is now, I mean, you can't deny the downtrend, and it's been pretty sustained.
Yeah. Well, you can see it on the weekly if you show everyone on the weekly, or go into the monthly. I mean, you can see where it really took off after the global financial crisis, and now it's just sort of sitting in a range.
Yeah, it is. It is. You're right. There is a range there, and it's obviously at the bottom now, and we'll just see. It's worth watching, isn't it? It's quite interesting.
Yeah, look, it's a hedge. It's normally it goes the opposite way of the US dollar. If the US dollar is going up, traditionally gold goes down, and it's a hedge against inflation.
That's right.
Hedge against inflation, but technically, looks like you'd short it.
Yeah. So again, if we do have gold traders out there, there's potential there. Now I might just.
Well, I sat on the fence there, didn't I? I said buy it. Fundamentals would say buy it. Technicals say sell it.
It's sort of like a long-term thing, though, with the fundamentals, isn't it? Like you said, because eventually the US, the fiat currency is going to be in a really bad way once the money becomes nearly worthless because there's so much debt. And it just gets very ugly. Yeah, there's going to be a point, isn't it?
Well, I was saying to you before, they've just kept printing money basically since the .com bubble.
Yeah, they have. And
they put the interest rates artificially low and just, careless, frivolous spending. And anyway, we can get onto that another day.
Yes. Now, just to finish, guys, the New Zealand dollar is also interesting. But like Connor and I were discussing off air, the candle is quite large. So what you need to be prepared with, and the psychology recently with market sentiment, you might see a pretty aggressive pullback. But I'll wait and see how this closes on the 4-hour and the hourly, and just sort of see what happens. So one worth watching. Again, the pound is probably the better setup though. But that's it. Any concluding final words there, Connor?
No, Scotty, you did it. You did it perfect as always.
That was a good episode. We had a few things to talk about, guys. Again, if you have any inquiries, please leave a comment. Get in touch with us on Twitter at TradeTalkPippin. And no broker suggestions, though, from Cyprus and crazy, countries like that. So we don't need that. Just please interact with us, like normal people, not bots. We don't want the bots messaging us, okay? So anyway, thanks, guys, for watching. Connor, thanks for joining us again.
Thank you, Scotty.
Happy trading, everyone.